So the one thing Jim Rohn taught me is even when you start making cash, don't spend it. Reinvest it in your advertising. Instead of going out there and buying a car, I'd hire more copywriters and hire more designers and put up more sales funnel and throw more traffic at it to see which one converts better. If you've got something that's generating a ton of cash, what you got to do is you got to constantly reinvest, and it's called campaigning. So I've done over $2 billion in business because I learned the art of building systematic approaches. If you look at the concept of building a business without a system is everyone's just going in different directions. The most successful system that's ever been had in the world. We all know this system. It's called McDonald's. We all know it's not the best food, but we know what's going to happen. Consistency. It's the same burger every single time. If your business is not scalable, it's not saleable. You could be making 50 or 100 grand a month, but if you don't have a real company that's scalable, that has departments, that has been built from the bottom up as a systematic approach, there's no way you're going to be able to sell it, and you just bought yourself a high-paying job. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Anthony Powell. I'm excited to be here with you guys. As you know, I've launched my podcast, and we're going to spend 6 to 8 weeks really digging into my story on how I've been able to do over $2 billion in sales strictly online, building high-powered sales teams, and really taking a different concept than what most sales organizations have utilizing as a practice today. And along my journey, I learned some things that has taken my business not only 10x, but in many cases 100x. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the power of using a system to create millions of dollars. You see, my stories, I started when I was 19 years old. I had no business knowledge, no business know-how, and I was able to take from what my mentors taught me. As you guys know, Jim Rohn was one of my mentors. I had a gentleman named Mark, another gentleman named TJ, and John, and there's some people that got around me that got the business philosophy in my head. And so what happened is that by the time I was 26 years old, I'm just fast forwarding here, I was able to earn a little bit over $15 million, taxes paid, $10 million in my bank account. Okay, so I was able to go in a 6-year period from basically broke with $100 to my name to over $10 million, a decamillionaire by the time I was 26 years old. And I had to go through some philosophies, learn some things, fall on my ass, do things that normal people wouldn't do. The first thing that I did, and I'm going to do this on a different podcast, but I'm going to set this podcast up by telling you I lived under my means. And this is something I noticed that people for some odd reason are just not willing to do. You know, I lived in a little dinky studio apartment. I had a piece of plywood with a couple boxes with a white tablecloth over it. I had a futon over in the corner that was a couch that turned into a bed because I got serious that I'm going to get rich. You know, I wanted to get money out of the way. So in order to do that is you can't have a high burn rate. Burn rate is your expenses, getting cars, clothes, you know, going out on the weekends. All this stuff robs your cash flow from your business. So the one thing Jim Rohn taught me right up front is even when you start making cash, don't spend it. Reinvest it in your advertising. And if you look at my other podcasts, I really dig into, and I'm going to spend a lot more time on this on future podcasts, so stay tuned. How did I take this 100 and move it into 1,000 and 1,000 into 10,000? What did I do and how did I compound that to be able to have millions of dollars to have as an advertising budget? I'm going to teach you all this stuff. You know, I'm going to do the things that my mentors taught me, and I had to pay a lot of money in some cases. In other cases, I just did the work alongside of them. So you can be alongside of me here on YouTube or wherever you're finding me at today. But the first thing you've got to get clear, if you want to make millions of dollars, is cash is queen and king. Cash is the answer. Because if you got cash, you have power. If you have power, you can do things such as buy advertising, test advertising, and come to conclusion on your conversions faster, stronger. See, the thing about me is instead of going out there and buying a car, I'd go out and hire more copywriters and hire more designers and put up more sales funnel and throw more traffic at it to see which one converts better. You see, the thing that I would do is I knew and I know today that a sales funnel only has a 6 to 9 month run at best. So if you've got something that's generating a ton of cash, the last thing you need to be doing, until you've got a lot of cash like I do today, what you got to do is you got to constantly reinvest, and it's called campaigning. We're not going to talk about that either, but that's how you start getting ahead in life, is you got to live under your means. Now, today's topic is the power of using a system to create millions of dollars, and how I learned the art of system building. Guys, I have my own proprietary CRM. Everyone always asks me, how did you get so big so fast? I built my own contact management system, my own LMS, learning management system, and I built my own lead distribution, autoresponders, you name it, I have it all under one roof. The only thing I have not built, all the dashboards are automated with the prospecting of the contact manager. We have real-time reporting going on with all of our setters and closers. We don't use Excel spreadsheets. Everything's in-house. Everything is now. But we're going to talk about how I learned the art of system building. And you too, if you're serious, can white label my system. I don't white label it to everybody. I only white label it to people that are serious. It's like I'm the Rolls Royce of contact management. I'm the Rolls Royce of leadership, like LMS. Like, I've been doing this since '98. I've been building this since before a lot of you were born. I've been building technology, digital products. I'm the OG of the industry. I'm the Grand Poobah of digital marketing. A lot of you don't know me because I don't need to make money off you. I make money on myself. It just recently, it's like, can you please teach other people what you do? Because a lot of people out here are selling courses that have never done big volume. They sold 50 grand. Maybe they did 500 to $1 million. And then the rest of their life, they're just selling courses to BS people. I'm sorry if you got BS by somebody, but I'm the real deal. And I don't need to tell you, I show you by my actions. So I've done over 2 billion in business. Write it down, 2 billion. And how I did 2 billion was I learned the art of building systems, systematic approaches, okay? If you look at the concept of building a business without a system, is everyone's just going in different directions. You don't have a process and flow for your sales team. You don't have a process and flow for your setters. Everyone's just seeing what they can do. Setters are on the phone trying to book appointments and confirm appointments. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no philosophy behind it. Closers are on the phone. They get somebody. They're trying to manipulate and trick bag and lie on the phone to try to get a sale. That's not correct. And what's happening is you can get up to, I'm not saying everyone lies, but you know what my point is you can get up to a 50 to 100,000 a month without a system in your organization. But what happens is the wheels fall off. Number one. Number two, you've reached your full capacity where you can't get to the next level. Once you get to 100, you fall back to 50. Because what happens is, number one, and you guys are going to nod your head if you've watched this and this is happening to you. You're trying to run ads and get the ads to convert. Then you're trying to get the copywriter to give you copy that converts. Then you got to get the containers that actually attract people to read the copy. Then you got to get it all the way through the funnel. Then they got to book an appointment. If that all doesn't work, you've lost money. Then you've got to have a setter set and a closer close. This is an entire sales line that if you don't have this as a system, let me clue you in, which most of you don't, it is going to be the most painful experience you've ever had as a business owner. And a lot of you are nodding your head going, oh, that's me. Or I've got a system, but it's painful. And the reason why it's painful is because number one, you didn't do it to completion as far as automation. And number two, you haven't taught people how to do it without you. So we're going to talk about that. It becomes painful. Let's talk about that just for a minute. The pain of having a business without a system, it's like it's like a water balloon, right? All of a sudden it springs a leak, you're trying to patch this. That's your advertising. You got people that are handling your advertising money called setters and closers. You get one closer that is not reading the outline correctly, but they're kind of the best one you got. They're doing 100,000 for you a month, or 25 or 50. And you're kind of like, now they own you. because you don't have anybody else but a couple duds besides the one that's just manipulating people and just not reading the script. And you can't teach what they're doing because they're doing something that's not teachable. So it's like what happens is, and I see when I consult people that this is most of the people out there. And when I was taught systems, a gentleman named Mark and a woman named Chris Carley taught me how to put my business into a systematic approach. And what a system is, first off, in marketing it's the art of duplication. Write that down. The art of duplication. Everybody in a certain position doing the same thing every single time. So when you're doing an LMS, right, learning management, your course, people are coming through, they're learning something. Everyone's learning the same thing at the same time. It's like a lesson or a module. The same thing has to happen for your prospecting. So if you start at the very beginning, right, if you're going to be the person that has advertisement going, the first thing you got to make sure you do once you get ads to work is you've got to film a course for your staff on how to do ads. And you got to go, just like a pilot does, all of the checkpoints on getting that plane ready to fly. It's the same thing. Every department needs to have step-by-step training videos that when you hire someone, they sit down, they go through a specific grouping of A, B, C, D videos in order for them to understand the flow and the process. I'm telling you, if you get a system in your business, that's when everything starts to have thrust and lift in your business. Now, let's talk about the most successful system that's ever been had in the world. We all know this system. It's called McDonald's. Why do we all know McDonald's? We drive down the street. I don't eat McDonald's. We all know it's not the best food, but we know what's going to happen. Consistency. It's the same burger every single time. Why? 16 and 15-year-olds can run the franchise. It doesn't require 30, 40, 50-year-olds to run the franchise. Why? Because when you click the red button, Coke comes out. The green button, Sprite comes out. And what happens is it puts it into a situation. Now you can go, oh my gosh, go to the register. You hit a button that says Big Mac. The Big Mac button then puts the monitor in the back and a patty comes out and someone flips it, puts it in a wrapper, puts it in a bag. It's a systematic approach. It's a systematic approach from the time someone comes in, how they feel, to the time they order. The employee clicks the button, it goes to the back, to the grill, and how it hits the bag, the salt that goes on the fries, the way it goes in the bag and gets distributed out the window is a systematic approach. I've been to 90 countries, and one of the things I always do is go to McDonald's, not to eat, but to watch the system. So if you understand that's the power, is you've got to create the McDonald's of your business. Because really the definition of a working business is a business that works with or without you. It's just in the beginning stages, it's the hardest part, because what's happening is you're trying to do everything at once, and you have to do everything. Because if you do everything to success, every department, then the last thing you got to do is you got to do what's called the art of delegation. The art of delegation. Once you've got the system done from start to finish, how your business needs to flow, then what happens is you learn, okay, that you've got to start replacing yourself. And when you start replacing yourself, you've got to understand there's a philosophy with replacing yourself. And that's called, and I'm going to do this on my next podcast, it's called inspect versus expect. But what I'm going to teach you today is a little bit about my system and how I've been able to do the billions in sales with average Joes that have never done sales before. And so here's how it works. And I need you to think real simple with me. The average sales organization out there, let's say they have 10 sales calls. And they've got setters, appointment setters, and confirmers that do nothing but confirm appointments and book appointments and reschedule appointments. Their job is to get the person to the sales call. That's their job. Now, there's a sales line from the time the lead hits right into the contact manager to the sales call is the sales line. And the sales line Basically, your lead has to stay on the sales line, which means it needs to stay confirmed all the way through the process to the sales call. Do you know, I've seen some of the biggest guys and women that you know as influencers on social media. I've seen this time and time again. They think having 2 to 3 people out of 10 show up for a sales call is good. Do you know that's the average person out there? The average sales company, they think they're big. They think they're crushing it with the 2 to 3 people showing up for a sales call. Why does that happen? That means 7 to 8 people don't show up for a sales call of 10 people booked. Well, what happens is this, the philosophy that's been taught for some reason is we're going to have our setters call once, twice, 3 times a day, and we're going to have them leave 1 voicemail message in the morning and 1 at night. We're gonna send an email and a text message. That's enough. And what happens is when it comes time for the sales call is the person doesn't show up. And they're going, gosh, what's going on here? But when the 3 people show up or the 2 people show up out of 10, they're happy, they take it. But if your ratios are you get 3 sales for every 10 calls booked, and you're only getting 2 people to show up, it's gonna take you 3 to 4 days to get 10 real sales calls. So what I mastered is if you got 10 sales calls booked, you gotta get 10 people to show up, 9 at the very least. So the minute the lead hits, write this down, the minute the lead drops in the contact manager, bang, we're out getting a voice confirmation. We're welcoming them and we're confirming the appointment. Now, here's the magic and here's the simplicity that nobody takes me up on except the people that become my partners. My partner right now, who you guys have all met, Josue Pena, he just can't believe sales are going like this. He's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. I was the guy like you always described that hits the 100,000 a month. And then you can't get past it. Yeah, because you need to get the system. Here it is. Write it down. I'm going to give it to you for free. If you listen and follow my lead, you will kick everyone's ass in the marketplace like I do. And let me repeat. If you do what I say, you're going to kick everyone's ass in the marketplace. I dominate the marketplace. I'm very confident at sales. I'm very confident at getting people to show up. Okay? I do not know how to, I know the concept of fixing your pipes and as a plumber. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an auto mechanic. I know what the sound is that needs to be fixed, but I'm not gonna fix the car. I can get someone to your sales appointment. I can get you to convert business. That's who I am. Now, write this down. If you book a call 2 days out, 48 hours out, 24 hours out, you need a voice confirmation on the 48th hour today. You need a voice confirmation tomorrow, and you need a voice confirmation on the day of the appointment. All 3 days or all 2 days, because here's what happens. When you get a voice confirmation, everyone goes, oh my gosh, there's no way you can do that. I've been doing it for 24 years. What do you mean you can't do it? I got 2 billion plus in sales, over 250 millionaires, the hundreds and hundreds of 6-figure earners, thousands of part-time earners. I got the people. I have over 1 million people gone through my system. 1 million. So I don't need to impress you. I got the numbers to back it up, okay? You got to get a voice confirmation. The magic is getting someone voice confirmed all days prior to. Now, let's say you're 48, you get all 3 days confirmed, guess what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is you're gonna have a 95 to 100% chance of the person showing up. Now, if you only get 2 of the 3 days voice confirmed, it's gonna drop to 50%, which means you have a 50-50 chance of your person showing up. If you only get 1 voice confirmation, it drops down to 20%. Someone goes, well, wait a minute, what's the deal with text messaging? It has a 96% open rate. You're right, it does. It doesn't mean they're confirmed. They see it. When you voice confirm and you've got a scripted, write it down. We have scripted scripts, okay? We have scripted scripts. I'm going to show you. And you have a scripted script. What happens is it's not what your people are reading as a setter, because what they read is the same with everybody. The difference is everybody works on how they read the script. So I'm gonna show you one of my scripts, and I'm gonna show you how we operate, because if you really get this, you're gonna understand that not only do we have a voice confirmation every day, I'm just pulling it up here real quick, but we also have everyone reading the same script. Let's see if you can see this. Yeah, you can see this. So this is a scripted script. And what it is everyone's reading the same thing. And it's got the open, it's got if they need to reschedule, and it's got the voicemail right there. So we don't care about, we're just grabbing anybody off the street. If someone's willing to get trained, we can make them a person to get 95 to 100% of the people to show up, because we know what the verbiage needs to be when they're reading the script. We work on the how to read the script. Now, the next thing is we have what's called a dial session. Our setters call through our leads once an hour. And people go, oh, there's no way. Guys, I've had thousands of people do this for years, because it turns into like going to Vegas. Well, in the beginning, when you're a setter, you're going, this is crazy, it's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do this. Then all of a sudden, 3 weeks goes by, you get your first check, and you're like, oh, this is like, because you're on a contact manager all day long, wherever you want to be, Wi-Fi, by the pool, in your car, whatever you want to do. And then so you have the freedom of having Wi-Fi money. And then the next thing is you're just doing the same thing over and over, reading the same script, right? Working on how you say it. Now you're getting people voice confirmed. The closer has people closing deals. You get paid as a setter if the closer closes. Well, if you can deliver 9 to 10 people to 10 calls every single day, guess what happens with the sales? It goes like this, because the people hear the voice. They hear your voice. They hear yes. In our scripts, it says, if you can't make it, we've got 100 people that can take your spot. Now, in your case, if you have 1 or 2 people a day coming in, then you change the verbiage. We have other people that can take your spot if you can't make it. Fear of loss. So you got to create fear of loss. You got to get voice command. You got to get it done. Now, when you have people showing up to the calls, and now if you have 60 calls a week booked, you're not going to get 20 people, like 10 people showing up to 60 calls. You're going to get 50 to 58 people showing up to 60 calls. And that closer's going like this for you. I just told you my magic. It's so simple that people don't do it. Because they're like, oh, well, we got text messages and email. We do too. And we have technology that allows us to respond back and push into our contact managers and tell us they did. It's not the same. It's also not the same when you have people calling once or twice a day, leave a voicemail. It's not gonna work. We have our setters calling 10 times a day. And here's something that's even better. Look at this. When a setter, see these buttons right here? Those are called action buttons. When you click those buttons, they go to a real-time contact manager. So we have real-time what's happening when they're reading the scripts. Not interested, no money, confirmed scheduled appointment. So now we got real-time data going, okay, this setter's doing good, this setter's not, this closer's doing good, this closer's not. We're in complete control of our growth. The system is set, the systematic approach is set, and developing people is set. See how this works? And it just gets better and better and better. Repetition on the script gets easier and easier and easier. And the rest is history. I want people that have never had sales experience. I don't want to teach someone to manipulate. I don't want to say things that are not true on the phone. I want to tell the truth. I want people just to learn how to read the scripts. I want people to, and I'm going to teach this in probably 2 podcasts from now. I'm the master closer of all. I can outclose anybody. You put them in front of me, there's no way they can compete with me. And I'm very arrogant about that. And the reason why, I'm not arrogant in a negative way. I'm arrogant in a positive way because I can teach you how to become a winner on the phone. And it's real simple. You see all these guys are teaching you how to say things a certain way. Here's this thing I'm going to teach you on one of these podcasts. So stay tuned. I'm teaching you my $2 billion strategy over the next 6 weeks. And then I'm going to start interviewing people and pulling their story out of them so you can learn from other people. but you're gonna learn from me first. Here is what you gotta understand. If you wanna become a master closer, you need to over-articulate your words. Write it down. Over-articulate the words. Because when you over-articulate, see what I'm doing right now? When you over-articulate, it slows you down. Put a slight smile on your face so that it's pleasant. Now the tone is perfect. So your lead is going, now you've got ownership. Now you have certainty in your voice. Now you've got conviction. The lead's going, I'm gonna follow this. This is what I want, as opposed to sales pitch, call center, reading a script. It's all bullshit. It's not gonna get you anywhere, and nobody wants to buy from a bullshitter. They want certainty, and the only way you can get certainty is repetition. But if you want the magic, is you gotta over-articulate your words like I'm doing right now to you. From there, it sets up the tone. You gotta put a little smile on your face, and the words are right here. How you deliver the words is gonna be repetition, over and over. Write this down. Words are more powerful than missiles. So if you can distribute words correctly, you're gonna get what you want out of life. Sales, digital sales is the answer. So guys, I wanted to really dig into the power of a system today, because without a system, front end and back end, advertising, the middle, which is the setting, the closing, what do people do when they log into your back office, the systematic approach. When all your departments have a system, everyone's doing the same thing, your business will take off. You will grow 10x every single year as long as you can push lead flow in the front end and monetize the back end. You can't be all excited if you make 50 or 100,000 gross revenue. You got to take your business to the next level. And write this down in closure. If your business is not scalable, it's not saleable. And why that's important is, yeah, you could be making 50 or 100 grand a month, but if you don't have a real company that's scalable, that has departments, that has been built from the bottom up as a systematic approach, there's no way you're gonna be able to sell it, and you just bought yourself a high-paying job. So guys, build yourself a system. I do have below here my sales funnel if you want me to teach you exactly how to go out there and build yourself into a master closer. Today's the day that everyone's becoming a master digital closer. If you want me to teach you how to white label my system, if you have a company, down below is drizio.com. You can go there. But I highly recommend, before any of you guys go out there and start any company, spend your time becoming a digital closer. Many times you're gonna fall in love, and you're not even gonna wanna have your own company, because you can make more than an owner of a company if you're a digital closer. Okay? So guys, thanks for your time. Tune into this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be putting clips out, shorts out, so you can get all kinds of this over and over again. But listen to the parts of the podcast and get ownership of what I'm teaching you. Because I'm not some guy that's so smart that I learned this day one. Someone taught it to me. I learned it. I executed it more than anybody else around me, and I became really big in the marketplace. And then I also didn't go out there and showcase myself as I'm someone expert. What I did was I buckled down, built my company, and built it even bigger. You're hearing from me now because so many people want me to come out of the, I guess they call it hiding from building companies, to help everybody that's getting, not the information that they want to get. I'm going to deliver it to you now. My partner and I host Sway. We've got an English and we have a Spanish, and we're going to deliver it to you in several different ways. So stay tuned. I'm looking forward to actually meeting you at one of our masterminds and one of our live broadcasts here coming up soon. We'll talk to you later, and bye for now.